welcome back to Let's Play City of Gangsters, the Russell outfit. You're here with Ordnath, and as you remember last time, we had gone through and set up our grape concentrate operation. So we still hadn't found, if you recall, any places to buy grape concentrate, and so we were in the awkward position where we really needed to set up a grape concentrate or grape crushing operation so we could get our grape concentrate to make our wine. So we have done that, and you'll see that we have enough materials. So 4 and 15 is what we need each time, a little bit less than that. We've got enough materials for 2 rounds of that, so it's happening every 7 days, so we've got a bit of time on our side. We've got a couple of $100 sitting there. We have a manager in the building, and we've upgraded it, so that's in good shape. And then over here we have our rather massive operation running for doing brick line. It is upgraded totally. We have a couple of different ones, but we still could get a steam sanitizer, so that would require sanitary measures. Now we can have a look for where we can get sanitary measures by going into here and go to learnable skills. Now Lorraine Wright will teach us sanitary measures. George James will teach us sanitary measures. I think they're the only 2 though. Okay, so who's closer? We got Lorraine. Now it uses up a favour to get a skill, so we'll just see who's got a spare favour, and it's him. So we might bobble over there and get that done. So I'd like to learn a new skill, and now we go sanitary measures, and it's like, my friend, have you embraced the power of steam? I'm not talking about the steam engine. So you get a little description, and then you say, this sounds useful, what'll it take? So what he wants is 60 stoneware crocks, so that's quite handy, so we'll accept that. Stoneware crocks are pretty easy for us to come by. In the sense of our existing business makes them. Oops. Our existing business makes them. They got plenty sitting there, but it needs 60, so we might as well use our pickup truck to find those stoneware crocks and see if we can't get 60 of them just from other means. So fortunately there's one right next door. 30 there, we'll pass them on, and then we need another 30, so the next spot we can go to, the next spots are down here. We've got 11 moves, so we might as well explore that corner while we've got the chance. This guy likes me, so it's okay if we move back in there before the next turn. Okay, you've finished building a new operation, so that is our wonderful grape press. So we now want to diddly bop down here to get some more. We can't get a discount for these ones, we'll just have to buy them straight. Okay, so let's go deliver those. So now we have sanitary measures. We can go and look. So that was going to cost 600 to install. Now we've got plenty of cash, so we might as well head across there and do that now. Okay. So now we're at the stage where we've got everything fully upgraded. The only thing we can get bonus on top of this is the manager's personal skills. So we're now at the point where every 5 turns we're going to use 58. Now that means we'll slowly fall behind in stoneware crocks, but that's okay. And we'll need 9, so 9 every 5 turns. Now, our new place is going to produce 17 every 7 turns. So we're going to have plenty of spare grape concentrate, so there's no need really to go any harder than that. We've also got a the experience upgrade for Daniel Roy. So he's our bag man. So we've got a few options here. Usually your bag man needs a couple of things. One is more action points, because they tend to be buying and selling things. So they start off with maybe 2 or 3 depending on their traits. Maybe 4, but it's pretty rare. Having 4 or 5 is really good. And then the other one, of course, is efficient driver, so they can get between places more. But I think we'll start off with doing smart opportunist and just go 1 higher, so that he can do a little bit more each turn. And he did do some sales. And we've learned sanitary measures. So now the next question is, what do we want to do with the rest of our time? So if you recall, we also had an operation that we managed to get over here that provides us bottles and labels, which we want to turn into a improved. We want to go into a back room winery, which would be wonderful. So that's quite a bit of money off. So really our focus should now be on getting our money complete. There's obviously quite a few materials. So I'm going to focus really now on using my time to gather cash. So make sure we've got enough cash. I'm going to use my time to make sure we've got enough materials and our operation is running really smoothly. So in terms of materials, I think it'd be good just to buff a few more stoneware crocs. So we're going to go do that now. Not an enormous number of stoneware crocs on this map. Oops. But there's enough. Okay, so we've now reached the limit of our expansion over here as well. So if you have a look, we've got this 4 here, we've got this 4 here, this 4 here. Now we could try and take this corner and join up our middle sort of area. Could take this corner, join up this area. We could take this corner, I guess. But let's have a look what's going to be most profitable. This corner is a bit of a dud because it's really got no businesses adjacent to it. This corner doesn't have anything on it. Which is probably the reason I remember us not looking at it. We could go further over here. We could go all the way down here if we really wanted to. I think that's a bit far to cover though. You're starting to get to a point where it's just hard work getting around to everything. This corner here is no good. Oof, a lot of dud corners. Let's keep looking. Alright, this one's pretty good. Both of these are alright. So if we took this corner, there's 1, 2... There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 businesses. So this is going to be the shot. Let's just check what these traits are. Cruel and vindictive will be perfect. But $301 really isn't that much. So what we will need to do is just go back. Now we should definitely grab some more brickworm if it's available, and we'll go and sell that. So I'll leave a couple hundred there. Take all the brick wine, and let's start going and doing some selling. Now we've got some more. Okay, so we're back to our Marvin, who's our grape concentrate guy. Now we can do production management, which is kind of the all-round one, distillation or manufacturing juice, apple juice or grape concentrate. So that specifically helps us buff how much we get. I don't think we need any of those, so we'll go with the general one. Because we may decide to transfer him later to another operation. So you can use your lower level operations to build up the skills of your guys and then move them to your more expensive operations straight away to try and get them going as fast as possible. What you can see though, we're producing a lot of brick wine and we're having to go further and further afield to be able to sell it all. No, we haven't buffed the price yet. We can. Did I buff the wrong thing? No. I should try sell brick wine. And he doesn't actually want any. Do I not have any in the car? No, I do not have any in the car. Okay, I'd managed to sell it. Right, that's good. Okay, so that's all of those bits and pieces. So now let's just check what's going on over here with our grape concentrate. So we have produced 17 grape concentrate, so we should really go and deliver that back across here before we run out of time or stall out our production for even longer than it already is. So I'll head up here. We will grab all this grape concentrate. And we'll head back down and deliver all of that. Now, because we've got quite a few people drawing a salary from here, we're going to need to make sure this stays topped up. Okay, so we've got lots of stone crocks, we've got plenty of plenty of grape concentrate, so this place should start humming again, which is good. Now, what about Daniel? How's he going? He's got enough money in his vehicle. Okay, so that all looks pretty good too. Alright. So, we've got all that running. Now, we really want to get going on expanding our guys again. So, we will head up here. Now, look, I do try and be careful with who I ask to ultimately become our front. So, for example, we've got two choices. We've got Pauline Gibbs, who... Actually, we don't really have two choices. We've got one choice. Okay, so we've just really got Pauline Gibbs. So, let's get her to become our front. Now, as you can see, we're now up to a few fronts. So this is $630. So quite expensive. And then we want her to expand straight away. Now, we've added this front. So what we should really do now is modify Daniel Roy's route, or the brickwine, bagman and brickwine route. What we want to do is add support a front, or collect from or support a front, add our new front, and then end that. And we want to drag this, or click this right up to the top to add to our collection route. Now, where do we want it to be? I think we want it to be maybe first. So they're starting there, then going there, then going there. I think that's probably quite fine. Okay, cool. So that's all done, and we've added that. Now we probably want to hock off a bit more of this stuff. So we've completed our counterfeit wine. Yeah, we've completed our counterfeit wine study, so we can get rid of that. And here we've also got spice rum and cordials. Now we could go and deliver this bathtub gin and kick that off. Or we could just go and try and do some missions and see if we can get some money that way. Because we've got other missions here, for example. That's neutral alcohol, which we don't care about. Why don't we deliver the bathtub gin? Let's go and do that. Okay, someone would like you to make you an offer for a reward. Okay, we actually have time at the moment, so let's take the opportunity to do that. Got any interesting products? 10 baseball bats. Not really interested in 10 baseball bats. So let's have a look at what's on this corner. We'll do our scoping out. Do a bit of exploring. I think I might just stay here and we can explore next turn. Somebody else has an offer for us. Right. Might go and see what that's all about. Got any leads on any interesting goods? Okay, this is good. So 280 and we'll get 60 crocs. So we'll definitely take that. And we are out of moves. So we'll wait there for a turn. And we use our time to explore that. And okay, here's a gift of bathtub gin. So we get 4 bathtub gin. So that's quite handy. Might as well knock this mission off while we got the chance. I have the bathtub gin you're waiting for. Well, the bathtub gin was successful. In fact, I'll take more. Just bring it by. Sure, glad to do business together. Great. So now there's a mission here. Someone drank the entire bottle of bathtub gin that you had the other day and started blabbing how they could make the stuff. And what did this inebriated person say to you? So there's now a mission so you can learn bathtub gin. Now we're in the position where we don't really need to learn bathtub gin because we're trying to get our wine done. But it's good to know that that's possible. So if we have a look what the plan is now, hopefully we are getting to a point soon where we will have another load of brick wine. Let's have a look how we're going with our grape concentrate. Plenty of grapes, we're probably a bit light on the small barrels, so maybe it's time to invest a little in getting those small barrels purchased. So we'll go up here. Get our hands on some small barrels. Okay, so the rights have now expanded into this area. So what you find is that different gangs will expand, but until you go back to that corner, you don't kind of find out that they're already there. So these guys are obviously expanding. Somebody's having a squabble here with the Bagdonis, and it's a bit of a strange place for them to expand because they are on the opposite side of a set of hoodlums. So my guess is this here, one of these buildings here, is going to be their front. So it would be good to find that out because we're probably going to want to go and shut it down in a reasonable time frame because we're actually overlapping here quite badly. Yes, I would say so. Like this is a real problem because we're trying to expand our front, and we're now totally boxed in, I think, between Doris and the Winfield rights here. So it looks like we will need to shut that front down and probably go to war. So this will change the game a little bit. Anyway, let's work out which one the front is. That's not it. Actually, it turns out that it's here. So we can go in there and shut that down. But I would really like to have a little more muscle on the books before we do that. And just reminding myself what weapons we have. So we do have a Winchester rifle, a pocket pistol, and our other guy, our bagman, has a pocket pistol as well. That is probably enough at the moment to shut the rights down. Kind of once you start going after people, you need to kind of finish them off. So we'll have to plan that out a little. anyway, we'll need some more cash for that because we will need to hire someone else. In any case, let's sell off the remainder of our bathtub gin, which we can do down here. Alright, your respect is rising in the city, another new corner. And somebody has left us a dead fish, which means they're angry at us. So the right fit outfit has become angry. They will now start targeting your crew and interests. If you want, you can visit and try to negotiate a truce. So this is where it gets interesting. Once you're at the point where you've got an angered crew, you've got two choices. You can either negotiate a truce. Usually that will cost money. They may sometimes give you money if they think you're more powerful, and that will stop them annoying you. The second option is you can try and kill them off. That has its own ramifications because their relatives will be very upset at you usually. Or you can just try and defend yourself from them, but it kind of stops you expanding and it can mean they can get out of control. You can see also here we've expanded in one direction, but now we're kind of stuck because our front will no longer be able to expand anymore. And we do want it to expand. The easiest way to get it to expand will be to get rid of the Belovs, so we can just pay them off, which is easy enough. Or you can kill them. Killing them is not usually good. So when you look at an individual in the game, you can go into here, into this filter, and you can reduce the number of people that they know or filter the number of people that they know. One of the most important ones to do is to have a look at all known family members. So Doris, her friend, family member, her brother, is Stanley, and he works at Stanley's tea store. Now, if you kill Doris, then it's pretty safe to say that Stanley will never like you again. And in fact, I can't remember what the exact opinion debuff is for it, but let's say it's 30 or 40 or 50, something like that. And it will remain for the rest of the game. So if you kill someone off, it will remain for the rest of the game. So you should think very carefully before you go ahead and do that. So anyway, we need $1,000 to buy Doris off so we can continue to expand. So we should go ahead and do that. And we'll do that by selling some bathtub gin. I think we have bathtub gin down here as well. Let's grab that so we sell it all at once. Bathtub gin. Where are we not? Oh, we're in the wrong spot. Bathtub gin. Take some cash. And go to where we can sell our bathtub gin. We'll get the best price we can. And we'll get our money. So let's go and try and buy Doris off. So their current stance is compliant and brawling. We don't have the option to buy them out, unfortunately. So we can either kill them off. I think we're going to need to kill them off, which means our friend at the tea house is not going to like us. The other option is we can just go ahead and start attacking and killing off the right outfit. So let's go and do that. We're going to poke the bear and go from there. So when you want to shut down a front, it's pretty straightforward. You have to go to the corner when it is unoccupied. You click on it, and it's no different to threatening for protection. So you go, little birdie told me that you're running front and you're helping the right outfit. And you say, maybe I am, maybe I'm not. What's it to you? I need you to stop it. It's becoming a nuisance and getting in the way of my plans. So you demand they close it down. Now, they've got a couple options. They can either comply or they won't. If they don't, it's the same as when you're trying to get someone to pay you protection, and you need to keep damaging their business until they comply each turn. And you say, oh, so I have to choose between you and the right outfit. I'm so screwed. Don't worry, everything will be okay. Let's face it, it probably won't, but that's okay.
So now that we've done that, we can actually go back here, and we should be able to... it'll take a turn before it'll let us expand back there now that it's no longer part of the right outfit. Now you'll notice that the right outfit lost both of these corners. If it's still attached to their main base, then they'll keep whatever's left over. So because this wasn't attached, it's quite vulnerable and you can take that away. See up here you get a notification that the right outfit is mysteriously gone out of business. The front managed by the right outfit is mysteriously gone out of business. This is just limited our front growth. Okay, so we'll keep that. So our friend over here has delivered on the booze, so we will have to go and get that too next turn, I guess. The last thing we'll do with our last move is we need to get these guys under the thumb. So we'll demand payment, which of course they don't want to do. It's like, seriously, all they're doing is causing damage to their own business. Okay, they've complied. Now we've got go here. We just need to get this front expanding again, which we will now do. And we want to get this compliance racket going, or this protection racket going. So we'll get these two guys done. Great. Now I can't remember if this takes an action or not, but we'll swing past here. No, they're not producing this yet. One more turn. We'll swing past here. Grab our... I think we'll transfer the counterfeit one over to the other place. And we'll go and sell all of that off. Now I'm going to change over to my Winchester rifle. Just because I think we're about to get in a bit of a blue. We'll leave this here because that's what we need. Because this place will eventually be doing our counterfeit wine, so good to have our counterfeit wine sit over here, so once we get a bundle later it can all be sold together. And we'll go see our friends, and he will give us our 60 homebrew. Now you can choose where it goes. Often I put it back at my main base, but in this case I'm going to put it over here at the Illinois Creamery. Later on you can get raided at your base, so having things spread out is actually kind of a good policy. Someone would like to offer us a deal, offer a reward, so that's a free pickup if we want it. And then from here we're going to sell some brick wine. Now we've been selling it over this side because our mate is doing the automated part of this side, so we probably should head all the way back out here. And in fact we might head all the way out here because this was the place where we had it. So let's get as far over there as we can. Still selling a reasonable volume, so he sold about, what we got, 29, 37 through there. And then we've got someone would like to make us an offer, which we won't do. So let's get ourselves all the way out to here for our first sale. So we haven't serviced this guy for a while, so as long as nobody else is servicing him, we should find that there's quite a bit to sell. If you recall, we had over here another place we could sell to, so we might as well activate them. Get a better price. This one here should polish us off. I don't know why these guys don't want to buy anything. It's a bit strange. Anyway,
we'll sell the last of our brick wine here. And then we'll need to go back across because we are going to sell our the home brew beer that we made up. Alright, so an offer no longer stands. So Daniel Roy has increased again, so this is our bag man. So last time we put one into Smart Opportunist, I think I'm going to go another one just because everything's so close, just so that he can get things done efficiently. And now if we go back to ourself, we want to travel over here and get our 60 Homo beer. Now let's have a look where we want to sell that Homo beer. Okay, so very handily we can sell it right here next to us. Now Homo beer is a volume product, so you don't get an enormous amount of money for it, but it does sell by the boatload really. So it is, yes, different in that sense. You usually need a lot of delivery capacity to make that work. Alright, we're now starting to get quite a lot of cash. So we can see we've got $2,600 odd on ourselves, 1,166 at Republic Lumber, 200 at the cold storage, and then Daniel Roy has 239. We're paying 54 a turn. Yeah, we're cleaning up from a sales point of view. Now I just want to look, before we're about to get into a war with some people, I just want to check where we're at with our goods here. So grape concentrate, we should try and deliver some more grape concentrate across. We definitely need some more small barrels, so let's go and get those small barrels so we don't run out of them. Many as we can fit. Where else have we got small barrels? Way up there. Okay, so we got 41. Should last us for 13. Yeah, that'll last us for 3 goes, so that's good. Grapes. By the time we get going, that'll be enough to last us for 3 goes, so that's good. And then down here we got plenty, so that'll keep steaming along. Alright, so up here we're still expanding. Do we owe anyone a visit to beat up on them? I don't think so. So the next steps for us, I think, well, we've got 2 options. We could really start trying to get down this path and say, right, we're going to build our back room winery, you know, which is getting close to having the money for that, so we could gather the materials for this, so it's a good option. From a vehicle's point of view, we've got a 2-door passenger car and a pickup, but we don't really have a truck. A delivery truck really holds some volume, so it'd be tempting to try and find one of those. The other option is we can go to war. Now, I think it would be a good idea to just start wiping out a few of these places. Now, this lady has decided, or Doris, is ultimately, I think, going to need to be bumped off. Now, Stanley, her brother, he sells grapes. We've only got one other place that sells grapes that I'm aware of, and we do need to supply grapes. Our mate here, I think, is in such good stead we can rely on that supply of grapes. So what I will do, I'm going to put in a bit of a backstop here. We will buy a boatload of grapes, drop them off, and then I'll say call ourselves secure on grapes. Look, if we do get in trouble here with Stanley, I guess we can go look for grapes elsewhere. The other thing is you can attempt to sweeten them up by buying stoneware crocks or things off them, which I think I might do before we go and bonds his sister. And you can also, I guess, call in favours from other people to try and mitigate that negative effect. So let's go and get some more grapes and stoneware crocks off him. I won't annoy him for the price. Okay, sold brick wine. We're really killing off that capacity on that side, aren't we? Let's go buy some stoneware crocks off him. Make him feel even better. So you can see we've really buffed him up there. I'll take those back to home base. Alright, so what's next? If we're going to go to war, we're going to need some more muscle. We've got plenty of dosh in the bank, so who is good muscle? If we have a look here, we really want someone who is sharp-eyed because we've got plenty of... So Daniel Roy's the only one we've got sharp-eyed. The other one you can have is agile. Other than that, things like aggressive, cruel, callous, those are all good. You don't want people who are tall. Ideally not people who are lazy. Curious is helpful because... careless is helpful. Careless weak, careless clumsy and attractive. Careless friendly and clumsy. Careless unkind and curious. I like this guy. Where's he? Okay, let's go get him. I'm looking to hire someone for my crew. Curious, careless, and unkind. Sounds like my kind of guy. Okay, so we've hired this person, but now it's like, okay, how are they going to get around? Because we haven't got a vehicle. So the next thing we're going to need to do is get a vehicle. One thing you'll notice here is our friends have successfully bumped off the Bagdonis, so they're obviously going to try and start expanding our way. So we'll take the opportunity to loot that house as soon as we can. So we've got one move and one action, so we'll do a bit of exploring. Okay, we got a new corner. And we can't expand any further without knocking this lady off. So we need a couple of things. We need a vehicle and a weapon for Barbara. We've got the weapon, we don't have the vehicle. We've also got another problem now. So a rival is thinking about taking one of your fronts. You might want to post some muscle at your fronts if you want to keep them. So at this point, when you see this, you should be seriously worried. Because they will attack sometime in the next 10 turns-ish. And if you left click on it, it tells you which front is going to be targeted. You should never ignore this, because if they knock down this front, you will lose all the spots connected to it. You lose all your protection money. This is an enormous hassle, and it then takes you a long time to build back. It's not terminal, but it is hyper annoying. So what we'll do now is we'll go ahead and loot the Bagdanis hideout, which I'm sure will be profitable, and that'll wipe them off the map. And just veritable gold mine of stuff. You get cash. We've got all these different types of booze. Yeah, pretty amazing. You can also loot the car, which has 52 cash in it. But all that said, question is, what do we want to do next with it? So I think we'll probably go and dump all this stuff off at kind of home base. Actually, maybe we can't dump this all off at home base. I think ultimately we will want to continue to protect our fronts. So from here we're going to go to war with the rights. We're going to bounce off Doris. So I need to stop Daniel from doing his route. So we hit stop this delivery, and then we hit remove crew assignment, and now we'll have Daniel. Now Daniel's driving, we want to cancel that so we get him back. But he's got no action points, so I'm going to have to use Scary Russell to protect our corner. So we might as well use our moves up wisely doing that. So let's go down here and we'll extort these guys, because they just love us to protect their property from us. We've got 2 non-compliant people. Maybe this person will be compliant. Oh, finally, one that wants to pay protection. And then we will put ourselves just here. And let's see if anyone attacks our front now. New resources. Okay, so we're going to get Daniel to do our work here. Now he's got $289. We really want to buy our car. So let's start off by getting Scary Russell done first. So let's finish off extorting some money from these people. Oh, they'd love to comply after I've smashed to bits their property. Still not afraid of me. Unbelievable. Alright, well let's use our time wisely then. We'll go and do a little bit of exploring around here where we can. And we've still got 3, so there's... Is this one in this corner? No. So we'll come back to here. Explore that one and that one. What are they? Oh, interesting liquids. Absolutely. Okay, we're going to need more customers in the long run, so that's good. And we'll do that one. And then we'll come back to our front. Now, we need to get more cash. So what I'll do is I might get Scary Russ to come here. Now you can't pass things between your characters, which is kind of weird and annoying, or not that I'm aware of. So what I'll do is I'll put $1,500 here for Daniel to use, and then I'll move back to our front. So Daniel can come across here now, and we'll get him to take cash, and he can go and see if we can't get a vehicle. Heard that you've got a car or 2 for sale. I might be interested in a vehicle. Yes, $620. Yep, that'll be great. Okay, so cool. So now we want to allocate this to Barbara Kozlowski. So click on the vehicle, and then we assign to vehicle. And now we have Barbara available. So Barbara, she's got nothing in the vehicle yet, so we better fix that. We'll get her to grab a pocket pistol. I think it would be good. Be nice to just kind of sell off some of this stuff that we don't, just to get some more cash. But let's face it, it's not necessary. We're going to go to war. She doesn't really need any money on her. We'll give her a couple $100 just in case we wanted to buy something, and then we will get her to Can she do some exploring on the way? Yeah, she can. So we'll get her to go here. Oh, backroom beer. Okay, we can do easily the backroom beer missions, so we'll do that. And then we'll get her to pile on with my man. And then Daniel can do some exploring too on his way back. And he doesn't need all that money. So let's get him to deposit most of that. He can deliver the backroom beer on the way. So now they'll have the mission for us to unlock backroom beer later as we need. Hopefully he won't assault us. Alright, so we are now at the point where we're going to go to war, so I think that's a really good place to leave it. Thank you for watching. Good episode. Obviously got a few things done there, and now we've got our crew ready to go to war. It's not always great to go to war, but sometimes you have to. Anyway, join us next time when we will see how easy or not it is to take down the right crew. Thanks for watching. This has been Ordinath, and we will see you next time.